Hey there, this is attorney Jason McGrath of McGrath and Spielberger. I want to talk to you today a little bit about foreclosure cases and mortgage relief matters, things like that, and specifically why some of what you might read out there on the internet, especially perhaps from non-attorney sources, may not be correct, or even if correct in some sense, might not be applicable to North Carolina. And this is something that I encounter really on a regular basis. I mean, every week, at least once a week, probably more than that, I talk to a client or a potential client who says, well, I read this on the internet and I want to ask you about it, that kind of thing. Just this week I talked to a potential client who said, I talked to a fellow from California and he told me all these things about a forensic analysis, about the securitization, and about assignments and failure to record this and put this in the public record and all that. And he ended up saying, well, I didn't feel too comfortable with that fella, and ended up calling you because I heard some good things about you. And I said, well, that's good to know, and let's talk about what you may have heard and whether it applies, because he was interested in knowing about that. And what I told him was, look, North Carolina has a unique foreclosure process as far as the way that most residential foreclosures are handled. It is kind of a hybrid system. It's not like Florida or South Carolina where it's pretty much a full lawsuit. It's not like Tennessee or Georgia where there's really no court involvement pretty much at all, at least typically. It's somewhere in the middle, and that's just something that North Carolina as a state has decided that they didn't want the full foreclosure lawsuit. They also didn't want there to be no court oversight, so they have this sort of hybrid process. I call it kind of a quasi-judicial process or a shortcut kind of legal action. But anyway, so in North Carolina, you don't get to walk into a hearing typically and present this full case and all of this evidence and all these types of things. You're usually going to a hearing in front of a clerk of court, assistant or deputy clerk of court, or maybe the actual clerk of court for that jurisdiction. And they only have to find a few items in favor of the foreclosing party in order to allow a foreclosure. The law simply restricts what they're able to consider as far as evidence, and sometimes their hands are a little bit tied, and sometimes they have to almost like they have to enter an order allowing a foreclosure to proceed, even if they're not entirely comfortable with what's going on. And there's a shortcut appeal if the clerk of court decides against you as the borrower or against the foreclosing party, the bank typically. And then you can also have additional appeals. But the point really is that, unless you're looking at information that is about North Carolina specifically, and this of course is talking about North Carolina cases and North Carolina properties, then what you're reading may not apply. So just be careful if you're getting folks from out of state that want to try to help you or want to have you pay money to be helped. What they're offering may be of some value. It might even be correct in the sense of what they're telling you as far as factually correct, but it may not matter all that much practically to help you resolve your matter. Whether you're looking to avoid foreclosure and keep the property, avoid foreclosure but give the property to the bank, try a short sale, deed in lieu of foreclosure, all these different options. So again, just consider the source of the information and make sure that what you're reading, as best as you can tell, actually applies to the North Carolina laws and process and isn't just something that a realtor from California or Florida wrote, or even an attorney from another state, which may not apply here in North Carolina. Okay, so just be mindful of that. And if you have questions or want to schedule a consultation with us, get some specific advice, then you can certainly do that, and we invite you to contact us. But either way, good luck to you, and thanks for listening.